Oh wow, how perfect. That was the end of my playlist.
Elder Titan.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Global Grandmasters Season 1. We're here deep in the playoffs. Escape Gaming versus Vega Squadron Best of 3 series. This is a big one. Ziori joined today by Merlini. Ben, it's been so long since we've cast together via the internet. How's it going, buddy? How you feeling?
Back to online cast.
Yep, downgraded, as they say.
Not with these teams.
Absolutely. And this is, I need to double check here on my bracket. I think this is lower bracket. Yeah, this sure is. This is lower bracket round 2. So loser this one going home. Our second heat today, another best of 3, will be Team Empire going up against Liquid. That's the upper bracket winner of that. We'll be facing off against Alliance in the winner bracket finals. So still a couple series to go here. I think this is our only day of coverage, and then we have a couple days break because of Star Ladder, and then we come back again for a whole string of games, and we get this baby finished off. I think we come back on the 22nd, right when Star Ladder is getting wrapped up. So a lot to look forward to here, Ben, but what do we got going on in this draft? First pick, Elder Titan, Dazzle Ricky here for Vega.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much out of Escape. I wonder what their mentality is going into wildcards. From when I talked to Fog, it seemed like that's like the worst position that you can be in as a player, because you just don't know whether or not you're going to make it.
Yeah, and it's also an odd bout of competition because it's teams from different regions that don't normally face off against each other. So I have to imagine preparing for that is a stressful type environment. But we'll see. Dazzle, an early pick that Escape like to go for, one of Cinderin's extreme comfort picks, but they take the Elder Titan instead. Pretty safe bet here. Interesting to see what they grab next. Fans, not too much to say there, I suppose. Ooh, the Lone Druid. Okay, it's a little bit different. Probably your Koikba hero there headed to the mid lane.
They actually have changed things up. As you mentioned, I think Cinderin's hero pool was only
Dazzle,
not very
Venge,
many.
And who else? There was one
Dazzle,
other one.
Venge, Winter Wyvern.
Yeah.
I think there was one more, but yeah, we barely really saw anything out of Cinderin. And I don't think they picked Elder Titan at all.
So, do you think it's going to be Cinderin? I mean, I was sort of assuming that was going to be the Absol hero. Okay.
Yeah. But we saw Yapsor mostly on ES and Rubik, not too much Elder Titan.
Yeah. So when you see an early LD pick like this, what do you think of that pairs pretty well to go against it in the mid lane?
It's kind of just they can run it in either lane, and it's oftentimes just 4 protect 1. So
yeah.
I don't know. It used to be Phoenix, used to be a lot of Lifestealer.
Man, what happened to Phoenix, by the way?
Side lane. It's not viewed as very strong.
Well,
Sunray got countered. Nyx Assassin, I think, got a lot more popular. The Sunray cooldown actually ruined her. Not really ruined, but
it seems like it. I mean, she went from first pick to, I can't remember the last time I saw her picked. She was grabbed maybe once at the summit. Maybe twice. Oh, there's that Sand King. Oh my god, dude. I'm still having dreams of Navi picking Sand King first 2 every single game. I still don't understand why. Is it a CIS thing? Does Vega value the Sand King highly too? I don't get it. I really don't.
I think they just Firstly, they just like weird heroes. They pick Shadowfiend when it wasn't popular. Secondly, they like to run a lot of offlane heroes as mids, which is just risky. It's kind of like running a puck, except they're strength initiators instead of int, and they still don't scale as well as, let's say, a Timbersaw. I'm not particularly sure why they do it too. I think a lot of times it is just player preference, and it's oh, what Dendy, what do you want to play today? I want to play this. Okay.
What do you want to play again today? I'm still in a Sand King mood. I'm still really feeling the Sand King mid. Let's do this. But yeah, Dendy really has at least at the summit, he had a super diverse hero pool. But back to this game here. Vega, they're going to pick up the Slardar with their third. So now picking up some control, I guess. Probably their off laner, but a couple different ways you can run him. They need their last 2 cores with these final picks. In reference to the bets here, our favorites coming into this one are indeed Escape Gaming. That payout for Vega 2.0, the payout for Escape only 1.75. We'll see how those change. Remember, folks, we got live bets going on. Fanobet.com, they make this tournament possible. And it's a little bit different. The bets stay open throughout the match, so you'll see them fluctuate. And when things peak, you can find that value. This could be something you might like, Merlini, Mr. Value Man.
I am value man. I think I'd actually go with Escape in this particular situation, given the odds.
Okay. Fair enough.
Already branching out a lot with the Keeper of the Light. We didn't see them run any of this at all. It was like almost exclusively Tinker, Terrorblade during the qualifiers.
Yeah,
in terms of how they won.
This is pretty different, but it's also pretty nasty. We saw a handful of Coddle games, and I think Mana Leak is finally at a point now where it's just almost a ridiculous spell. It's such a great control mechanism to lock somebody in place or just drain so much mana so fast, and now with the Bust of Chakram, you can put it out pretty quickly. And there's all sorts of crafty plays you can do with Blinding Light and the Recall. Yeah, that's what it's called, right? His Recall there. Yeah. So interesting. I guess that'll be the Synderen hero, but we'll see. I feel like that fits his style a little bit more. Also a support that can farm very effectively. Put him in the jungle, get some stacks going on. He can pick up an Aghanim Scepter by 20 minutes if he's left alone, and you can get a lot of value out of that thing too.
Yeah, Mana Leak has become the new bane of off laners. It's just one of the spells that you hate playing against, and yeah, it's just limiting your farm, and it just seems seemingly more annoying than actually killing you.
Yeah. Alchemist now 4th pick here for the Vega Squadron, and worth mentioning they do have a stand-in. BZZ is in for no one. I'm not sure if that's just a today thing or more of a I hate that name, No One. Every time I hear somebody say it, like, and that'll be a kill on no one. No, actually it's a kill on someone. His name is No One. My God. But we'll see how this changes the dynamic of Vega, if at all. But some nice minus armor synergy here, Ben. Acid Spray, Amp Damage, Weave. Oh boy, this is going to be nasty. I like the Weave against the Elder Titan, though. That's definitely nice to have.
And they're dire.
That's true. They are dire. That Roche advantage, son. Get out. Escape's going to burn through their time here, and they'll settle on an axe. All right, not a bad way to deal with the Alchemist. Something that can also handle the minus armor pretty well. You got that Berserker's Call, so you can still have those man moments and feel a little bit safe.
Pretty good synergy with Elder Titan too. I like the setup with that. Also,
yeah, and the claws.
You mentioned a lot of minus armor. Axe is probably the highest plus armor in the game. I think he's theoretically the highest armor that you can get on a hero. Even more than Timber? I'm not sure, but he's
plus
up there.
40. What does Timber's max
Timber's
out at?
plus 32.
Plus
but
32.
I'm not sure about base armor, like scaling super late into the game.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Plus 40. Plus 40 armor for 3.2 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty damn good in a situation like this. And the Entangling Claws have some good setup for him as well. Even Coddle with the Mana Leak we were talking about. If you get that stun, Axe can just go charging in. There's a lot of setup here for Escape. I kind of like it. Pretty good team fight as well. Usually I think the Elder Titan can really shine in the late game if it goes on past like 30, 35 minutes. You need some kind of setup for Earth Splitter. You know, we've seen that Elder Titan Void combo a lot, and that can be really powerful. And Axe and Lone Druid can serve sort of a similar role in locking people down to try and set up for that ult. So I do like
I like it for multiple reasons. Like, it's also good against versus Dazzle versus Shallow Grave. I also think that it's good versus the Riki, because like Riki can't really poke at an Axe in lane. You'll just take way too much damage trying to harass him out. So that's kind of a lane that the supports don't need to worry about at all, unless the Iron Talons, of course. But even then, it's like you're just going to be stealing creeps. You're very rarely going to be actually able to kill the Axe.
Yeah, that's true. And we've seen what an Axe can do if he gets space early on. That's one of the nice things about how Escape play the Lone Druid. But whoa, Daddy, okay, he's not going to be jungling too much. I don't think, at least. It's an Enigma last pick for Escape. So kind of a classic for them. You know, the double bubble. They used to like the Enigma Void. So this is part of it. And that's that big team fight disable they were kind of lacking. Some nice synergy with the Elder Titan and all that other setup we've already talked about. But what do you think here? It feels like a pretty greedy pick to me now, looking at this lineup.
Yeah, it's a little greedy.
A little greedy. Look at
I
you.
think a lot of it depends on how well Sin can play the Elder Titan, because again, we haven't really seen it, so I'm not completely confident. Just because it seems like a lot of times he's like preoccupied, telling stuff to his team. Sometimes he seems AFK.
Yeah.
So that's just the bane of being a captain sometimes.
So, but this is some sort of a core Enigma, I imagine. I mean, is this off-lane Enigma with safe lane Axe, mid-lone Druid? I mean, is that kind of the way to run this? Do you do something funky and go like aggro try? I don't know what they have in mind here. Or is it just jungle
Not sure.
Enigma with an off-lane Elder Titan?
Depends on who's who.
Yeah. This is a hard draft to read for Escape. I like it. The chaos factor. All right, so what's Vega got here? They need another core, either an off-laner. Well, they have a lot of options themselves. Probably Alchemid, imagine off-lane Slardar, so they could use a safe laner, but they could always switch it up. What are they looking for here? What's good against this crazy Escape lineup? Safe lane Silencer.
They definitely
I think
need more
that's what they
team
need.
fight. Yeah, I'm down for something like that, but they definitely need more team fight. I think they're gonna get wrecked. Like Alchemist can keep on par with the Lone Druid in terms of farm, but they need something to contest the Enigma ET team fight.
Yeah. I mean, they could do something like a Tide Hunter if they want, but I think they need some ranged heroes. I mean, Medusa, if they want a hard carry. That's a little greedy alongside an Alk, but...
Beastmaster.
Okay, they take a Beastmaster. They take something that can fight a little bit better. I like that. More initiation.
Yeah, Beastmaster's
right.
good. Mag's it's like a super solid Beastmaster too. I think that's the hero that I watched him on. Was like, dang, this guy's really good on that hero.
Yeah, that's true. And it's actually going to be Kezu that picks up the Enigma. So probably an off-lane Enigma here for Escape. With that, we're going to have a quick break. Then we're going to come back, get Merlini's detailed thoughts on these drafts. All right, folks, welcome back. Game number 1, Escape versus Vega. Elimination series here in the Global Grandmasters Season 1. Loser of this goes home. Winner moves on to fight another day. See what happens here. Our drafts are complete. We've got a smoke already from Escape. Top, Kezu takes the Enigma, drops a ward down. Vega a little slower to leave their base. Again, BZZ going to be their stand-in. Place of no one today. Merlini, what are you thinking here? Who's got the edge based on draft alone?
I think I like Escapes. A little bit more. I think they have better team fight. Alchemist is like slightly out of flavor. I suppose Lone Druid is too, but I have more faith in Quickfuzz.
Wait, did you say out of flavor? Isn't it out of favor?
Out of flavor? Favor? I don't know. I say both. You know I mix up my sayings a lot.
I like that though.
Just like the out of favor is out of flavor.
Out of favor is out of flavor. That I like. There you go. Good recovery, buddy. Here we are. Iron Talon on Mag right away. He's going to be farming. And what are we looking at? Radiant side, is it going to be an Axe in the jungle? No, it looks like safe lane Axe going to be played by Era, but he's got the Ring of Protection already. All right, and Quickville will just head mid on the Lone Druid. So nothing too surprising about these lanes from Escape. I mean, off-lane Enigma is definitely unconventional on this current patch, but I think it can work. You know, you can deny creeps. You have a lot of control, a lot of damage with the demonic conversion. I think it's a lot better than people would give it credit for, given that it's never picked up, really.
Swindles plays it.
Who?
Swindles?
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Swindle Maloons.
Yep, now being coached by Nahaz. That was an interesting announcement I saw yesterday when I was in the airport on my way back from the summit.
That was completely unexpected.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Nahaz is still going to TI. It kind of fits, honestly. Swindle, I mean, Nahaz has spoken very highly of Swindle in the past, like on a lot of panels about how hard he works and all that kind of stuff. So in that sense, I could see it, but I didn't realize any teams were thinking of Nahaz in the coach role.
I agree. Just something that didn't occur to me at all. Like people were talking about, oh, why don't you guys get like Knoxville stats guys for your coaches? And I don't know. It never really seemed like teams were interested until now.
Yeah, I mean, historically, it's been pretty much just retired players that have been coaches for the most part. There's been a couple like friend type deals of high-level pub players that weren't really pros, but it's pretty interesting. We'll see how it works out here. Now, there was a change. Era, he went mid on the Axe, and he's putting a lot of pressure on this Alchemist. Axe, notorious for those melee one-on-one matchups. He dominates pretty much anybody. And it's going to be a little tough for the Alchemist. We'll see how things continue. Ricky's going to rotate in and put a little pressure on. But overall, Axe feels pretty happy here, I think.
Yep, that's kind of the dream matchup. Minus the Riki, but as mentioned earlier, Riki not that big of a factor. And Alex have been in Strug City recently, man.
Uh-oh. Speaking of Strug City, he's getting stapled here. Yapsor's on his way in. He's got the wind lace. He'll be able to chase him down, and that's a first blood draw on Elder Titan. That big body comes in, and he makes it rain. See me the Slayer. He does rotate in, but he gets there just a little bit too late. Didn't have a shallow grave anyhow. Not going to be able to turn things around. You know, I like that. I've been reading the most recent World of Warcraft book, the Chronicles, and they talk a lot about the Titan Forge. Looking at Elder Titan, I'm understanding his classic roots here, Merlini, and I'm liking it.
I have no idea about the Titan Forge. What's some cool... Give me a too long didn't read.
Well, you know Sargeras, the main kind of antagonist of the whole series. He is a member of the Pantheon, the Titans, and he's the warrior one. So he goes out to, you know, all the planets are based on these world souls, and they try to find all the other Titans that are still sleeping planets. So he goes out, and then they find all the bad people. And the old gods, as they're known, you know, Cthulhu and such. And, well, he goes out and tries to fight them, and... he says they need to destroy planets. The Pantheon says, no, we gotta be good. We can't kill things. And then Sargeras says, screw you guys. I'm gonna go kill shit. And that's about where I'm at so far. So they found another planet that is taken over by the old gods known as Azeroth. And the Titans of the Pantheon made the Titan Forge, these big, badass dudes that are holding up in Old War. Those are the people that are there that are supposed to protect the planet from all the bad stuff. So that's what the Titan Forge do. They're the protectors of Azeroth. Era's dead too. Wow. Yeah. Yep. So nice rotation there. Poor Axe. He's gonna overstep his bounds. I was really hoping we'd have more of a back and forth about that story.
I don't know that much about the lore, so I just wanted.
Okay. All right. Well, now Sargeras, man, he's huge. He's like bigger than a planet.
Bigger than a planet. Damn.
Yeah. He's a Titan, dude. The Titans are like. He chopped a planet in half with his sword. That's how big he is. He's a giant celestial... Oh, God. All right, I digress here. What's going on in this game? Looks like the Lone Druid's doing well in the safe lane. That's the real moral of this story. Koikma putting big pressure on this tower. He's getting free farm. He's probably going to go the Midas Radiance build. We've seen it over and over again. It pretty much is just the standard on Lone Druid, especially when you're getting this kind of space in the early lane.
It's all a matter of timing. When can you get it?
Yep.
Grade is 14. I think Sin played in a pub in China. He's had some girl that he played with got it in 12, which is just like unheard of. Yeah, 12. I was like, I don't know if this has actually happened, but Sin assured me that it was true. But usually we see like 14, 15. I don't know.
All right, Kezu up top. Oh, he gets caught by the crush. This is probably going to be a kill going the way of Vega, and it certainly will be. Off lane of escape will Fonder. Done with the Slayer, will get credit for another kill. Pretty nasty rotation there. Beastmasters pokes out of the jungle. He's got that level 2 boar, and what are you going to do? That's slow. It hurts.
And that's one that you don't expect.
Yep. Certainly don't.
How many times have Beastmasters come up before level 6?
Pretty rarely.
Yeah, pretty rarely.
I mean, I guess they were kind of pushed up, so he was just nearby. It was a pretty easy rotation, but still, it's a rare thing to see. Yeah,
in your mind, it's like he's AFK until 6 with smoke.
Yeah.
But I like Mag. I like Mag's Beastmaster.
Yeah, early tower goes down in the bottom lane. Koikva going to pick up his Midas at the 5-minute mark. That is a pretty darn good timing. So far, this has been the dream start for him. Era, even though he died once in the mid lane, he's still feeling pretty good. He hits his level 6, he has his Tranquil Boots, and he just picked up something that's going to be a Ring of Health on the Courier. Maybe looking for a Vanguard before Blink Dagger, since he is getting plenty of farm here in the mid. Dazzle, not a bad hero to try to deal with Axe in this part of the game in terms of the heal bombs before Axe has a Blink Dagger, but of course that Culling Blade will reign supreme over shallow graves as the game progresses. So Dazzle doing what he can, putting a little pressure on, getting some XP in the mid as old Alki moves into the jungle. He's got a big old fatty stack here, Ben. Look at this thing.
That is what you call a fatty stack.
Is this a 4 stack here? Is he going to make it a 5? Oh, God. Look at this guy. He's going for it. And he gets it. That was a close one. Wow. All right. Let's see. What's he got? Take a look at this jump. He's at 3.3K net worth before the stack. Over under on 4,000, Ben.
Over. Easily.
Yep, I think so too.
Especially if you get skeletons like that.
Oh, the skellies. It's kind of a hard stack for him to kill. I guess the Helm of Iron Will is what makes this possible. That little bit of extra health regen and armor. Damn, he got another set of skellies. What a badass.
Skeletons.
Uh-oh, Kezu on the run here. Solo. Trying to chase him down, but Yapsor gets off a stomp. Now they're going to turn it the other way. Oh my, that's an easy kill. Era gets the spin. Pure damage brings him down, and yeah, that easy 4K. He's got 4 big creeps left, and he's already at 4K. Man, that is nasty. He's going to pull way into the lead here. Number 1 on net worth, baby. Snowball is rolling for this Alchemist. They're hunting, though.
They want that stack.
And they're going to get there just a little. So he gets another set of skeletons, though. Axe is going to come help him out with those. BZZ gets the lot of it, and he's got to be happy. They just needed maybe 30 seconds earlier on this rotation. And they could have actually intercepted that pretty effectively. Mana leak, though, going to be annoying. Now the armlet comes out. Alchemist can farm a lot easier. This is the item that allows him to actually do something at this stage in the game instead of just going for that Radiance Rush build we used to see a couple patches ago. Dude, just look at that mana leak. FN, where'd your mana go, bro? Oh,
what an obnoxious spell.
That is just right into Malefice, and all they need is an Entangling Claws on top of this. They use the Black Hole because they can't get the RNG on the Claws. I don't know what that's all about. That was actually pretty unlucky, but still nice kill up top. 3-2, 8 minutes in. Escape, get on the scoreboard, baby. Bringing it back. Holding on to what they already had.
Better than being stingy with your black holes, I'll tell you that.
That's for sure, buddy. Transition this into a tower push. They've got a bear, a couple of Eidolons. Vega are holding on to a glyph, but they might just let this one go. It'll open up the jungle a little bit. Escape already have a nice ward, pretty deep in enemy territory. 2 wards, in fact, with a sentry to boot. So they are ready to move into this jungle and put some pressure on this Alchemist. Beastmaster dies down bottom to the Yapsor Era combo. Axe getting a lot of momentum now. 2-1, 2-1-1 Vanguard, 900 gold. He's going to have a blink before too long here.
Yeah, they don't want any part of this Alchemist Radiance, and I think, like, I don't know, that's why I like the Lone Druid a lot more than the Alchemist. Like, Alchemist, like, you can't really contribute and help your team, like, maybe an acid spray or two to, like, stop a wave, but, like, Quickva, he can help his team out while farming up the Radiance. He can be there to push out the lane, save out people with Savage Roar, like, control both runes at the same time, and just generally be much more useful than the Alchemist. I think BZZ's gonna just be able to help too late.
We'll see. Escape have to do a lot of damage here. They're off to a really good start, but this next 10 minutes will be really telling. If they falter in just one big team fight with a black hole, this Alchemist could certainly continue this rise to the top. He is still farming very well. 5.8k net worth compared to the now 5k of the Lone Druid as he finishes off that tier 1 tower mid. Still no defense mounted from Vega. 1,600 gold on Alk, so he's not going to have a Radiance anytime soon. Now they're going to move into his turf, take out some of these camps. Ooh, a Midas. Got some raindrops, and no, I thought Quickfoot would have a little more gold than this. Does he have like a relic on the courier? No? Okay. Where all his money go?
That's like 11-minute Midas, dude.
I know. I wanted to believe. It still feels like he should have more items, though, with 5.3k net worth. Just a Midas, 2 boots. Where's all the rest of his money? I guess he's saving it. 1,300 gold. I mean, he has gotten like 2 towers in 10 minutes. And that assist up top.
Yeah, but he hasn't been rising.
Yeah, you're right. They've been pushing instead.
Rice mode.
Well, the push will continue. Here we go. Oh, they hand over the Roche. Easy peasy for Vega. That is that Roche advantage you were talking about. That minus armor, 10 minutes, nice and early. They'll give the Aegis to the Slardar. Who's also going to go for an armlet instead of a Blink Dagger first, it looks like. He's got that Helm of Iron Will already. Yeah, another tower sacrificed in the name of Vega. No defense. I mean, is this just because they simply can't fight? I mean, at some point, you got to start defending towers here, bro.
T3, you defend.
That's it. Just let them take your entire map, clear out the jungle, and
They're
starting
just
from the
getting
11-minute mark, play the, all right, Alf, you get everything. We're going to hide in the base. Oh, no, Ricky. Elder Titan's here as well. He's got that value point, 2 value points, in fact, in the natural order. Tricks of the Trade goes off with Solo in a lot of trouble. They actually missed the dunk. They're still likely to find this kill. They dust him. Era will be able to finish him off. There you go. All right, what's up, man? What were you thinking?
They're just waiting for Algoradians. Again, they don't want it to be just a straight 4-on-5 until then. He should have Radiance by the time they go high ground, unless they do it right now, which I don't think so, because actually the mech's coming out on chicken, so they might actually go high ground right now. But they can also just wait for the Radiance on escape. If you lose one fight as Vega, you lose Rex right now. Like one big fight outside of base. So I think they're just gearing up for safety.
Yeah, I mean, now the armlet is up on Slardar, so he can fight a little bit better. There's the mech you were talking about on Kezu. Great timing for the Enigma. I mean, he did get one of those tower kills, but still, it really helps. Titan just scouting things out here. They are going to defend this tower, though. All right. Escape back up for now. A couple of amp damage come out, and maybe a little intimidating here. Coddle's also level 7. Haven't really seen too much of the spirit form yet, but something to keep in mind. Blinding Light will definitely play a big role in fights at this stage. No BKBs even on the horizon. You know, heroes like Slardar, Ricky, mischance really hurts their damage output. Tier 2 tower will end up falling, though. Vega with an interesting posture here. They're on the high ground. Mag close to his Necro book, but still about 500 gold off. And still about 600 to go on the Radiance. All right. You can do it, Vega. They hold on a little longer. You know, the lead is not as big as you might think. This feels like Vega just controlling the game, but it's only 4k net worth, 1.5k experience. Vega are doing a good job getting some value out of this.
I wonder how hard Escape are going to commit to the high ground defense. Like, if they want to go for more gank, X could have went for a blade mail. Let's say if they just want to kill Alchemist or Slardar outside of base, but it looks like he's gearing up for a Crimson Guard, and maybe Quickbow with his Vlads. They'll have enough armor to pierce through that, as well as having like a Talisman of Evasion with the Solar Crest to maybe help that bear out. That bear like kind of got owned by the T2 tower under effects of all that minus armor. But
yeah, that is
Radiance
true.
coming out at like 14 for Alk, and gonna be a little bit slower for Quickbow.
Not too much slower, though. He's basically just a recipe behind. And Alk will actually just pick his up right now. He also gets level 11, so it makes his life just a bit easier. Chemical Rage gets that much stronger. And, of course, that base attack time does help him farm a bit faster. What's Yapsor working on here? That's Force Staff. All right, we've seen a lot of just the Yule's Scepter kind of play on Elder Titan. Go for the movement speed, sometimes drums. But do you like the utility? Pick up the Force Staff. Great way to initiate fights, disengage.
I actually prefer Scepter on Keeper. That's, I think, one of the weaknesses of Escape. They never give Send any farm, even though he has heroes that can use the farm a lot. I mean, the Force Staff is useful, but like they're supposed to have like an axe with the Crimson Guard on the front line. They also have the Lone Druid for the Roar if they want to save people. Blinding Light's also very, very good versus the Slardar and like the Beastmaster Necros. So I think they already have a lot of defensive capabilities in teamfight, and I think like the heal would be a much bigger deal for me, like as they're sieging high ground, because eventually you have to start thinking about that point. I guess it's not really going to get to that point anytime early, though, because of BZZ's farm. He's just going to be able to split push them for a fair amount of time.
Pretty darn passive game, though. 7 kills in 15 minutes. Both teams happy playing Farmville for now. Come on, y'all. Somebody do something. Crimson Guard up on Axe. All right. More defensive capabilities. Great item to have at this timing. It actually mitigates a lot of right-click damage.
And more armor.
Yeah.
Armor. So kind of all you need to build versus Vega. Shiva's AC, Vlad's, Solar, and Crimson. I think those are all the plus armor items that you can give to your team.
Who's working on the Vlads? Somebody's got to get it.
It's almost always Koikva after the Radiance.
Oh, yeah. That's a good
And
point.
he usually builds the AC too, so they're just... I think the only thing they will be missing is the Solar.
Yeah. Maybe the axe will be a good candidate for the shield. I mean, he could still go back for a blade mail. That is some decent armor. I think something you can get some all right utility out of.
Mm-hmm. I think it's fine
And
for him to get.
there's the Radiance. All right. Woo. Party on, Koikva. Party on. And these guys really do know how to party.
Party in the jungle? Party on the CS boards?
Yeah, what are we looking at here? 129 last hits on the Alchemist, 122 on the Axe, 111 on the Lone Druid. Man, that really is the Greevil's Greed effect. Escape getting a lot more in terms of just raw last hits.
And keep in mind they're up like about to be 4 towers.
Yeah.
On Vega. But I guess subtract 1 for Roche.
Yeah, I guess Roche is about equal to a tower. That's fair enough. Aegis has expired now. About a minute and a half till we see what the RNG timer looks like on the Roche respawn. So not going to be a factor for what could be this high ground siege. Now that they've got the Radiance up, the mech ready. Escape acting like they want to take a fight here. Alchemist split pushing up top. He will force out a glyph on that tier 1. Mag trying to cut the creep wave here. He needs to be very careful though. He does not have a blink. Kind of limited mobility. We'll move into fog and TP out, but the stomp almost gets him. Falls about a second short. Kind of a close call. Well done, though. Does make some space. And they'll just settle for the Necronomicon units instead. All right.
Mag doing a good job of stalling them out. The creep cut's pretty important because it immediately puts you in a weird position where, like, do we really want to group up? And, like, if you TP out right then, he can also, like, wrap around from behind. If Alchemist calls out that a few people are TPing top to save that lane, then you could be in for some trouble. So it doesn't seem like that big of a play, but Vega are doing a good job of just not chain feeding. Like, chain feeding is just... Yeah, you never really want that. It sometimes happens though when you're 4 protect 1, just because you're like, okay, when are you ready to fight? When are you ready to fight? When are you ready to fight? And
yeah,
it has to be someone that has to call.
Kezu will get picked here in his jungle. It was a smoke rotation to make it happen. Now Eric comes in with a blink call. Fang gonna get caught, and this should be a kill. He gets off a crush, maybe just gonna be able to TP out of here. Force staff not gonna stop it. Looking for that stun from the mana leak, but can't quite get it there. Very nice. Clean pick from Vega.
Oh yeah, I guess the Force Staff has better synergy with the mana leak like we just saw.
Yep. I hadn't really thought about that, but it's pretty good. Vlad's offering came out on the Enigma right before that as well. So interesting that they chose to prioritize that a little bit earlier. Now maybe Koikva can just go right for the AC, maximize on the armor item. So probably a sign that they will group up and try to take a fight sooner rather than later, but... I almost feel like a Blink Dagger would have been better on Kezu and just the Druid get the Vlads, you know?
That's not... I still would prefer Solar Run. I think with the way the team fight's gonna go though, like the Blink Dagger is not that important for him. Just because if Escape are like sieging high ground, they can just be patient and wait for Vega to come to them. He doesn't necessarily have to jump in. It certainly helps having 4 melee heroes on the opposite team, but I think they just want to play it. That's kind of how Swindles plays it too. It's like more of a tank, and you don't really rely too much on the Black Hole, and he's there for the auras. Or I think last time he bought like a Crimson Guard on the Enigma. So it's not like your big team fight ultimate. It's more team fight support.
I see.
Aurabot.
There you go. There you go. I usually think of like Doom and Beastmaster as heroes that are really good with those aura type builds. But here we go. Another smoke rotation from Vega. They're going for the Koikster. Barry going to be in the front lines, going to help try to scout things out a little bit. No Blink Dagger on Mag, not going to be able to close the gap, and he will dodge the gank. His Bear getting creep blocked by his own allied creeps. Oh no, the Bear lives though.
Wow,
all
that
good.
That was some positioning by Koikva. My goodness, he like popped the smoke, and then like as he popped the smoke, he returned his Bear to burn them with radiance, so they couldn't blink on him. That was crazy.
Yep. Koikva, big player. He still got 5 infused raindrop charges as well, so it would have been a difficult target to go for just in general.
Bad rain doesn't do anything.
Hey, come on, it's going to mitigate some of that Slardar stun.
Maybe like a mana burn. Slardar stun's physical.
Alright, it actually doesn't do anything. Dazzle's physical.
I think the only thing is Necro.
The concoction's physical.
Yeah,
holy shit.
Everything, like almost
it is all physical. Wild axes are physical. You're right. It's just the mana burn. All right. Well, I guess the mana regen is one of the reasons you buy it. It's still kind of a value item just for that. right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. That's like this game is like 80% of the reason.
Yeah.
Maybe even 90.
Ancient stack here. Vega going to be able to finish it off. Mostly, at least. They get the core of it. Escape with the right idea to try to contest these stacks, but it seems like their timing is just a little bit off. That first stack in the jungle, and now this one here. We'll see up top. Initiation onto Sayoma. Era catches him, and no grave going to save you from this. Axe just looking for the dunk, and she blows. Dead Dazzle 6-3 as Era continues his dominating streak. He's gone for mobility himself. Now 4 staff after the blink dagger on his axe.
So I wonder what Sin's going to build. He has enough for his 4-step right now, but I think Scepter is a little bit better. It'll also help him with like the split push problem, so they can send like Bear or Enigma to other lanes and then recall in. But Vega trying to squeeze in on old Roche over here.
Well, Dazzle's dead. They've got a black hole. I mean, hey, why not, buddy? Let's move in and take some risks. They're ready to force a fight. Solo, he's going to get caught a bit too far forward. Berserker's call first. There's the slam. Dunkaroo, and Era sets up another one. 2 dead. I don't think Vega can easily contest this, and they might just have to let it go to escape and crew. Is Alk going to make some kind of crazy play here? Is he going to go charging in? This is a pretty slow Roche. They do have a medallion, but slow going here. Oh, FN comes in with a crush. There's the follow-up roar onto Kezu. BZZ going with the chop. 4 staff resets things a little bit. On the backside, Sayoma almost dies, but gets off the grave. Now FN starting to back out. Vega will retreat and try and reset things a bit more. The Bear Radiance Burn finishes off the Dazzle. Nicely done by Koikba. And even though Vega do delay things, they can't really take the fight. And they will be forced back. Bear still trying to chase him down. Era in hot pursuit. 4 staff in. There's the call. And a Calling Blade inbound. Alchemist dies. This axe is just taking over. Seems like they don't have any answer here, Merlini. This is looking bad for Vega.
Their supports keep getting picked, whereas like Escape are much better about helping other supports with like defensive calls, defensive 4 staffs. He didn't pop Crimson Guard, which I would like to see. That's actually something that I see very often, is just like the Crimson Guard players forget to pop Crimson Guard. But yeah, the Riki gets caught out, Dazzle is dead before the start of the fight. I think you generally need better vision in there with like a Beastmaster, Hawk, or sending in your Manta Illusions to get like a better clue of when you should actually strike. But they were kind of like, hey, if they're low, we can go in, but then they didn't see anyone low, and then they weren't completely sure about how to proceed in that fight. They didn't like have a clear game plan going in there. They like kind of went for the Enigma, but there weren't enough heroes on him to burst him down.
Yep. Now Aegis goes to Axe up top. He's going to get a set up onto 2. Slardar dies first. Solo in a lot of trouble here. Are they actually going to have the detection for this?
They have gem on the App Store.
Oh, there it is. Yep. All right. Easy peasy. They're going to lose their lone druid in exchange, but still 11-4. It's basically just the Alchemist at this point. And it's starting to feel like this Vega draft just doesn't really have much team fight synergy. In like small numbers combat, they can do pretty well. They've got some decent stuns, but I mean, at this point, even if the Alk gets his Octarine core here, for example, it doesn't really change the state of things and Escape's ability to just control these fights between the Axe, the Stomp, the Black Hole. Like, there's so many ways to just lock people down, isolate members of Vega, and get pickoffs for Escape.
Also, when your like team damage output is so one-dimensional, it makes it like insanely easy to itemize. It's like, you know, when you're in that, it's just like, oh, do I need a BKB? Do I need like a Manta? Do I need like HP? That's like the kind of, that's my philosophy at least. That's like kind of the position that you always want to put your opponents in. You never want to make their gameplay and item decision very easy. And for this, it's like they have all physical damage. So let's just all itemize armor, physical mitigation, evasion,
right,
so on and so forth, with no consideration of pipe, moon drops. You don't even need to invest on that on your like your supports, which is picked up a lot. So it's a lot of small things that make Escape's lineup a little bit easier to deal with against Vega. Ease of execution, I guess.
AC's out. Bear feeling good, but
Moondrop, dude, oh my god, I can't believe I keep messing that up. I say raindrops or moon essence.
Moon essence. That's good. What the fuck is a moon essence?
Essence of the moon.
Oh,
I don't even intentionally do it. I just can't remember.
it's an
That's the one
infused moon drop. It's
I
just a
know.
little drop of the moon. That's
we're saying that we might shorten it to RD.
RD. Yeah. Well, then I think random draft. That's what comes to mind right away.
Well, it's because Lumi started calling Iron Talon IT.
IT. I don't like that.
I don't like that, but
Because IT means information
it
technology.
does. But in Dota, you would pretty much never use that term.
Yeah, but still, it messes with me, man. Gotta be original. Just call it Iron Talon. That's distinctive. Or Talon. How about that? There's no other Talon item. Oh. All right, what do we got here? Escape looking for the high ground. Vega contemplating the options, which they have very few. There is a Diffusal Blade out on Ricky now, and Alk has 4.5k gold, so of course he does have buyback, but what good is buyback if you can't kill anything? Volodar's thinking about a BKB, and the tower dies. I mean, this is just an easy slow siege for Escape. Here we go. They got right in on the Alk. Oh, that's nice. Force Staff out after the Berserker's call. Follow-up Force Staff. They pull him deep out of the base. They don't have the damage to bring him down, but it's still a pretty nice setup. He throws a concoction, does connect on Kezu. And ponies fall short from Sind, and they will just find Solo outside of the base. Solo, let's just say he's in a little bit deep. Sets it up easy for Era. That's a godlike streak. And, they catch BZZ. It's just all act all day, baby. They pull him into the Echo Stomp. They wake him up, and BZZ, he gets caught by the dunk as well. Era now 10-1-1. Picking up all the kills, involved in 11 of 13. This game's just over. I mean, Vega's just watching their friends die. Oh man, look at that heal too. Cinderin
That was
got
a nice
Zags now.
That was a nice Erp Splitter dodge by BZZ, but kind of not that much you can do at this point. They have not used Black Hole yet this game.
Hey, they used it once on top of that solo kill.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, sick Black Hole
Okay.
Kezu. Oh no.
It's alright, they're so far ahead, doesn't matter. He's not really there for Black Hole anyways.
He got the kill on the barracks. That's good. No, they're gonna lose their coddle, but Dazzle will get picked off in the fray. FN gets a stun onto Kezu. Oh no, he gets punished for the poor Black Hole, but now the entangling claws come out. The Slardar's on the run. Buybacks aplenty. Dazzle, he's back in the game now, and they really want to punish this. They'll actually get the Koikster as well. Vega take the best team fight they found this game, but pretty crippling damage has already been done.
Okay, I guess it doesn't
melee
matter.
creeps
That
mid.
did whiff.
Yeah, but still, they lost 2 lanes of barracks. Pretty bad. It's pretty bad here, Merlini. I don't believe. You believe?
Not necessarily agreeing with the decision to give the Aegis to Era. Because he's like, I don't know, he's like super tanky, and it's not like Vega are really going to go for him in fights. They're just going to try and kite him as best as they can with Roar and like Boar Slow, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Who would you put it on instead?
Almost always the Lone Druid. And especially in this situation where he's like definitely your one.
See, now just imagine if the Enigma had a sick Blink Dagger there, dude. He could have sat back, got off a big black hole.
Imagine if he didn't, if he canceled it after 2 melee heroes on top of it. I think he cast it and then they like forgot to cancel it or something because they were like way out of range before he started casting.
It looked like a stutter step type thing where you cast it and then you don't realize that you can, because it's a really weird. It happens, but unfortunate that we caught it on camera.
That's the kind of strength of Escape strat. It's like they just need him for the Eidolons, the right clicks, the threat of a black hole. Even like the Midnight Pulse for all these armlet bearers is pretty useful.
All right, so we're going to take a look at the replay here. We're going to relive the moment, not because of the whiffed black hole, but because it is the biggest fight that Vega has found this game and could be the game turner. And yeah, you were right. They were completely out of range. It was just a misclick there. After that, Escape moved back down to the low ground. They slowly try to retreat, but it seems a bit indecisive. Era goes back, and Riki actually finds the kill on the Coddle, and that's when things start to fall apart. The Slardar, there's one thing he does well. It's chase people down. He slithered his way across the map, set up a couple kills, kind of baited in Koikba as well. That Diffusal Blade on Solo actually played a big role in securing those kills. Extra slow, man. It takes Ricky from not really much of a threat to all of a sudden, hey, he can lock you down. And then his friends show up and you're in big trouble. Also, the gem switched hands here. So that is YapzOr's gem in the possession of the 3-2-2 better. Sick, bro. Fall asleep? What's going on?
Nah. Just checking out. Oh, I can't see the instant replay, so.
Well, yeah. Don't worry. I'll talk once I'm done talking. That's how you know the instant replay's done. I'll just assume that you don't have anything to say about it because you can't see what I'm looking at anyway.
Yeah, I still think it's like he meant to cast it like right before and didn't cancel it. That's what it looked like at least.
Yeah. Well, poor Elder Titan, he gets caught.
They actually still have some fight left in them. Obviously, you would prefer like the Ranger X-Dead over the melee.
Used by FN. Here we go. Black Hole catches on two. It's a good one from Kezu. Shallow Grave not going to save him from the dunk as they lose their Alchemist. FN now getting low. Probably going to be brought down. Mana Leak will stun him, and it's another kill for Era. Kezu getting very low. Necro units doing a lot of work here. Crimson Guard actually mitigating a ton of damage. He gets another kill on the Dazzle. Mag on his way in. The Wild Axes fall short. He blinks forward. They will find the kill, but Mag and Solo have to go in deep for it. Mag gets Mana Leak. He's going to try and run, but this is not going to work out so well. The stun connects. And the bear comes in to give him the right clicks down. It's a 1-for-4. Escape take a huge fight. All of that because of the Black Hole from the Sacrificial Enigma.
He's in Black Hole. Oh, he's actually going for Lotus. I was a little surprised he's going for Lotus because they already have a Lotus on Axe. And they have like 4 staff on Elder Titan.
Yeah,
I think I would have preferred Refresher personally.
They really have itemized this well, though. They're going to have 2 Lotus Orbs, Shivas, Vlads. They did end up getting the Solar Crest. 3 4 stabs even.
Yeah, I think they have all the armor items. Yeah, I can't think of one they don't have aside from Shivas for the. Oh, they already have Shivas. Yeah,
they've got
I really can't think of any that they don't have.
And 3 Tranquil Boots with a set of Guardian Greaves. Just good stuff. They're just lacking the Blade Mail. It's the one thing, but Axe is already having slot issues, so I see why he didn't go for it. Coming around the backside. Yeah.
Not team fight item. It's also like it's like so versus all their armor too. Like they have weave, so I don't necessarily know if you want to do physical damage on their end.
Yeah. And also, it was their melee barracks that was killed in the mid.
Yeah, I know. You would much rather it be the range if you're Vega.
Oh, if you're Vega, yeah.
If you're Vega, so you're like, it's very demoralizing when it's the melee that falls. I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes. It used to be like a much bigger difference in between melee and range.
Yeah. I guess it leveled out a little.
Yeah, it leveled out slightly, but I still have it ingrained. It's like, oh god, not my melee.
Yeah, me too, actually.
But that, take my life, but not my Rex.
I think it feels worse too because it's just simply more creeps. So you look at it, you're like, oh my god, look at all these melee creeps. It's like less gold that you get too because they're the half reduced rate.
It's just more, in my eyes, it's just more HP, so it takes a lot longer to clear.
Yeah, that's how I think about it as well.
I think you probably take more, I don't know if you take more damage from the range. They have that range damage type.
Yeah. Hera looking to stay aggressive here. Silenced up. 4 staff before the Primal Roar, and he Lotuses 2 stuns. The Primal Roar back as well as the Unstable Concoction. It's about as good of a start as you can hope for a fight like that. 2 of their 3 stuns reflected. Lotus Orb, baby.
Lotus Orb.
I think I've been undervaluing this item a lot, just in general. Like, even just for the Dispel, it's a pretty nasty item.
I'm so surprised that they changed it from recipe to energy booster.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Now Solo and BZZ in some trouble. He gets off the tricks of the trade, resets, actually does some decent damage here, but now the Shivas comes out and Solo will die to the Earth Splitter. Nicely timed there. BZZ with nowhere to go. Almost gets knocked back by the Coddle's blinding light, but there's still a Black Hole, as well as a Midnight Pulse down. Now the buyback comes from Alchemist. They need to make this hold here, but they've lost their tier 3 tower. Huge collateral damage. They don't have a glyph either, and this bear is looking rather healthy. Even if Escape don't win a fight here, they're doing huge damage to structures. It looks like they probably could win a fight as well. Slardar comes in, big stun. But now the follow-up era drops the Slardar straight away. BZZ gets off a stun onto Kezu, but where's the damage? All he can do is stun and run. Greeble on an Ogre, and he's got nothing in between. GG well played is called. Escape Tape game number 1. It's not the most action-packed game, Merlini, but Escape finds superior team fight, as well as quite a bit of farm in between.
I wonder if they still would run out if they had their normal team members. Sometimes you do that just because like either your stand-in might not have like the best chemistry with you. So if you're playing something that needs a really high level of execution and teamwork, then you might fall back to something like this. I think Era played particularly well this game. It felt like he was like always there to punish Vega and just initiate on them when they were trying to get a little bit too greedy.